From beautiful northern Vancouver Island, it's John Lovelace's Wings Over Canada.
Well, if there's one thing I've learned about life, and that is there's a lot of ways to spend money, and the good people here at Port McNeill have had no trouble in figuring out how to spend their money. They've got millions of dollars invested in boats down here at the dock. But this is, after all, a flying show, so we're going to show you how to buy an airplane, whether it's used, new, small, big, even a jet. So to do that, we're going to jump in the Twin Navajo and we're going to fly into Ontario and we're going to go into Oshawa and visit the Canadian Aviation Expo. So stay tuned for today's Wings Over Canada edition of How to Buy an Airplane, coming right up. So on this episode of Wings Over Canada, it's all about how you can get into the ownership of your own aircraft. We're going to look at used airplanes, new airplanes. We're even going to show you how you can finance an airplane. But first, we're going to jump in the Navajo and we're going to head down to Barrie and we're going to meet Joe Kane, who's sold more airplanes than anyone else I know. Okay, so let's just talk about the general aviation market in general. Is it a good time to buy an airplane right now?
You know, right now there's a tremendous buying opportunity for people looking at general aviation airplanes. Particularly the Cessna series, Piper series airplanes. In that, particularly in Canada with the dollar falling, it's opened up a huge buying opportunity for people.
So take me through the actual purchase of an airplane, a used airplane. What are you looking for?
It's not easy to buy a used airplane. Typically what people do is they find a mentor who knows something about it and they get advice from them. It's probably better to find someone with a maintenance shop that knows something about the airplane, because maintenance is usually the issue when you're buying. How has it been maintained? How has it been looked after? Was it a commercial airplane? Was it a private airplane? And often people believe that commercial airplanes are beat up and not as good as a good private airplane, and that's not necessarily the case. Commercial airplanes are always up to date in terms of their time life components and maintenance schedules. And that's not the case necessarily with a private airplane. So if it's been maintained, you can see it in the records, and a good visual look at the airplane. Take the cowls off, do compression tests, look for corrosion, things of that nature are more physical inspection stuff, but generally tells you what you have.
What about time on an airplane? A lot of people talking about how many hours it has on it versus the year of the airplane.
Well, again, that's a matter of maintenance. I mean, Beavers are flying around there, 1940 airplanes. They've been refurbished, they've been upgraded, and, so the age of the airplane's not an issue. Time on the airplane is also not an issue if the airplane's been well maintained. So a lot of it has to do with maintainability, how it's been maintained, how it's been kept, and, who the owners are. If people are careful, the airplanes, time's not an issue.
So Joe's got some great ideas about how to buy a used airplane, but what about that new personal jet you've always dreamed about? For that part of the story, we're going to head into the Canadian Aviation Expo.
By any chance know what the
Well, so here we are at the Canadian Aviation Expo in Oshawa. And that was a really quick flight. What was it, 14 minutes?
It's that.
Shortest flight we've ever had. Well, Steve, a huge day for Oshawa. Right?
Absolutely exciting.
So let's talk first briefly about the airport itself. You've got, how many movements have you got here?
We do about 65,000 movements a year, but it's growing at about 20% a year.
And so you had to really just sort of shut everything down, or is everything going right
No,
now?
it's a little bit of magic. Everything's still going on, so all the flight training's going on, all the regular flights, all of our medevacs, all of that, and we work a little bit of magic here by making it all come together.
When we come back, we're going to look at how financing can make aircraft ownership really easy.
This aircraft at $340,000, 10% down, it's roughly $2,500 a month. And to give you some perspective, a $100,000 aircraft would be just around $800 a month.
DVD copies of this show and all 172 episodes of the Wings Over Canada series are available, singly or in box sets at wingsovercanada.ca, or give us a call toll-free at 1-866-909-4647.